Good evening, gentlemen of 10 Men and a Beaver. Today is November 1st, a day that is known in this here league as the trade deadline. Yes, sir, the trade lines were blowing up this week. Blowing up like Marky's girlfriend. The first trade to report was Jay sending Ryan Tannehill over to Tyler for a 2015 second round draft pick. Wow, big time deal there. In related news, KY was able to buy a Thomas the Train toy set off of eBay for only $20. And then he split out each one of the toy cars separately and also broke out the Sir Topham Hatt doll. And so after shipping costs, he profited $3.16. Very interesting. The second trade to report was Petrie sending Eli, MJD, and his 2015 first-round pick to Troy for Drew Brees. Considering Petrie was the big Wang winner this week, the upgrade at quarterback can only help. But Petrie now currently is sans draft picks for the next 2 years. Beer bitch! For our guest of the evening, we like to bring in our two-time Butchie winner. You know him as the Vertical Beaver Smile, which I think is a tribute to Margaret Thatcher. Meanwhile, 5 Hour Energy simply calls him the big guy whom we can't kill. But for the next 6 weeks, you can still call him your league champion. Tyler, how you doing this eve?
Excellent.
That's good. Now, your team is awful. Please explain.
Yeah, that seems to be happening this year, and I don't have much of an explanation for it.
Yet, somehow if you look at the standings, your team is in 3rd place in the Captain and Leaders division. Now, how bad does that make Marky and Jay's team look?
As far as I can tell, it makes it pretty bad.
Last question I want to ask from you is, who do you got to win the Butchie this year? Who's your horse?
It's not Ray, I'll tell you that much. Right now, I'm probably going to have to go with Petrie.
Ah, Petrie, huh? Any reasoning for that?
I feel like he's made some pretty good moves in the past couple weeks.
All right, well, Tyler, I thank you for coming on. I think we're all a little bit more educated from having you on here tonight and giving your great analysis. Best of luck the rest of the way, and have a good evening.
You too.
In honor of the trade deadline, I would like to take a minute to look at some of the worst contracts in this league. To start off, let's just lump in a bunch of guys on Troy's team as it sits today. Run DMC, MJD, Steven Jackson, Roddy White, and Mike Crabtree. These 5 mostly geriatric fucks have played a combined 9 games total this season, yet cost $169 in contracts. The logistics of this kind of roster construction just don't add up. Kind of like a gay guy with a 12-inch dong. Nope, not gonna fit. Is it too early to start making fun of the $20 contract that Kyle threw at Daryl Richardson? Brad, the bad news is he is paying $30 a year for Mark Ingram. But the bad news is that he still has 2 more years left on the deal. Can you believe that shit? Mark Ingram? Well, the good news is that the Ingram contract has distracted me long enough that I'm not going to point out that he's paying $17 for a linebacker player. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the $17 contract that Ray gave to Daniel Thomas. But I'd also be remiss if I didn't commend Ray for all the charitable donations that he's given to the Native American community in the last few years. Ray, the nation of 31-year-old Indian whores salutes you. Well, Jay, At least the $47 tied up in your salary for Richard Mendenhall and LeGarrette Blount contracts comes off your books at the end of this year. Comes off your books? Yeah, unless it's KY holding a math textbook at a Harlem strip joint, and then it's more like comes on your books, right? Right? Alright, I'm gonna level with you. I'm going through about 6 hours of time zone change and a lot of jet lag here. That's about all I got. Then we got Dusty with Somewhere Over the Rainbows. $25 contract, which now seems bad only because Alex Smith is a smug little fuck who doesn't understand that Bo is by far the only good wide receiver that he has on his team. And when you only have one good wide receiver option, you throw him the fucking ball more than 5 times a game. Are you fucking kidding me, Alex Smith? You're a first overall pick draft bust pussy. Well, that'll do it for this show, boys. Worst of luck to you the rest of the year. I'm out. And yes, I cut my head shaving. Fuck off.